Today on the channel, we continue our unboxings of the Marvel Legends Shang-Chi wave with Shang-Chi, Katy, and Xialing. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel as we continue unboxing the Marvel Legends Shang-Chi wave from Hasbro. But remember, for all your Shang-Chi, all your Marvel Legends needs, hit up Big Bad Toy Store, link in the description below. So like I said, we're going to continue unboxing these. Remember, we have one more video after this where I will rank the whole set in order of favorite to least favorite. We'll also build the Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure, so be prepared for that one. Those are always the funnest ones. I always love putting the Build-A-Figure together. Sometimes they go together easy, sometimes they are a true challenge. But today, we're unboxing 3 more of the characters from the Shang-Chi movie that is launching fall of 2021. As of this recording, early May 2021, we don't really know a lot about the story. We've seen the trailer. We haven't seen the movie at this point, so maybe some of the directions and some of these characters will steal our heart and never let go, as we always say. But right now, we don't really know anything about them. They're on the shelf pegs, and if you're not a Marvel Legends diehard fan, you're probably not picking these up. I just don't see people picking these up when they don't know any history or anything about the characters. It's just really timing issues, and COVID obviously started all that and did all that, and that's the reason why this is going. So we're going in here with really limited knowledge of these characters and what their story arcs are, but we're going to start with Shang-Chi, and we know what his is. He's the centerpiece of the movie. Some call him Shang-Chi on the Marvel Legends live stream about a week ago or so. They called him Shang-Chi. I have never in my life heard Shang-Chi. I've always heard Shang-Chi. So if somebody knows in the comments, let me know if what's right. But he's going to be Shang-Chi to me because that's what I've always known him as. But speaking of always knowing Shang-Chi, I cannot say that either. So I was a kid collecting comics and all that kind of fun stuff in the late 80s through the mid 90s was my heyday of my comics. Never once in all those years did I ever hear the name Shang-Chi. Did I ever come across a Shang-Chi comic? Anything like that. Where was Shang-Chi throughout that time period? I haven't heard anything about Shang-Chi until maybe a couple years ago. It was 5-10 years ago was the first time I ever heard the name. So I'm very curious, where was he in the late 80s through mid 90s, even late 90s? Was he around and it was just out of sight, out of mind for me? Or was he like dormant? I know he had a comic book in the 70s, I think even into the early 80s, and it looked like a fairly popular comic book. We know the late 70s with Kung Fu, and there was a lot of Bruce Lee stuff. There was a lot of movies out there, and Shang-Chi fit into all that, I think. Kind of the Kung Fu hype that was going around. So that's where he fit. It seems that his story arc and his comics kind of died off. And then where did he go? Sometimes like characters like a Deathlock out there. He has a comic that starts and dies out. But then you see him in Spider-Man and Daredevil comics, stuff like that. I don't recall ever seeing Shang-Chi in anything. Was he in the Infinity Wars, the Infinity Gauntlet? Was he in Secret Wars? I guess I didn't really read a lot of Secret Wars, but I collected the toy line as a kid. But where did he go? And maybe that's just me not knowing, and that very well could be the case, but it seemed like he fell off the face of the earth, whereas me and my friends that collected and taught together, we didn't ever talk about him, we didn't know about him. It was like he truly did not exist, and now there's been tons of hype. About a year ago, we got a comic book version of Shang-Chi in the Marvel Legends line, so definitely getting more Shang-Chi stuff these days, and we're going to get a whole lot more around the movie, but it's just, you don't see the rise of a character like this very often, at least from where I sit, in my opinion, but your mileage may be totally different, and please let me know maybe some of the history of where he went in the late 80s and 90s. What comics was he a part of? I don't know, but there's a little housekeeping there. But we're going to do it like we normally do. We're going to look at these one-on-one. We're going to take a look at the packaging first, talk about it, unbox it, talk about it, move through the line, all that kind of fun stuff. So let's look at the star of the show first, old Shang-Chi. So there he is. Comes with all kinds of stuff. Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure parts as well as extra hands and a little, what is that? It's kind of like a staff. Like a Donatello bow staff is what that is. Marvel Legends, ages 4 and up. Mr. Hyde, Shang-Chi, Shang-Chi package and graphics. You got the little Shang-Chi logo up top. A little glamour shot on the side. Another glamour shot over there. And there's the back of the package. So his dad is Wenwu, apparently. Now, Wenwu, we assume, is going to be the Mandarin. Does anybody know the history here? Is Wenwu truly the Mandarin? Was the Mandarin or Wenwu truly Shang-Chi's father in the comics back in the day? Or is this kind of all being retold and reimagined the story? You guys let me know in the comments. Let's see what it says about old Shang-Chi, though. Trained since childhood by the mysterious Ten Rings organization, Shang-Chi must confront the past he thought he left behind when he is drawn back into his father's web. It seems like Shang-Chi has some daddy issues out there. We're going to unfold in the story about him. And I'm sure I could probably write the movie from my desk right here. I could probably say, Shang-Chi left the Ten Rings organization. His dad always wanted him to take his spot in the Ten Rings organization and continue the legacy. But Shang-Chi said, no, I want to start on my own path. And then his dad finally gets mad and says, okay, we're going to have this guy lead the Ten Rings. Maybe it's Death Dealer. I don't know who it could be. And then Shang-Chi, erase Shang-Chi. Get rid of him. He's dead to me. He's no longer my son. I can see it. It writes itself at this point. So hopefully I didn't spoil the movie for anybody. But that's how my mind went when I just read that little blurb. It just took that little blurb, and then I can flesh out the story right from there. All right, let's pull Shang-Chi out. Got that white Shang-Chi background. Nothing really to that. Nothing too exciting. See you later up high towards the sky. All right, Shang-Chi. Good head scan, good head sculpt on this one as well. Not quite as good as Wenwu, but still pretty good. No paint application issues. There he is. Plastic prison. Extra set of hands. Like I said, all ninjas need extra hands. You never know what you want to do. Didn't like the comic book version of Shang-Chi. It's been a while since I looked at that one, but he came with like 8 sets of hands. It was a ridiculous amount, but it works for ninjas. Ninjas need a lot of hands. See you later. All right. Grab this Mr. Hyde left foot, left leg. There it is. We'll build him at the end. You guys know we got to be staying tuned for that. All right. Soaking it in. I like the looks of this one, though. I tell you what. Very cool. Yeah, this is a solid figure. I could see a lot of reuse. I think I talked about it earlier. I could see people using this for other lines, mixing this into the G.I. Joe with Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. You could really do some stuff with this line. This is a very solid figure as well. Very cool. The face scans on this are unreal. They look just like the character that plays it, which obviously that's what you want, but really good. A little bit of paint splatter on the shoes, you know, the black and the white. There's a lot of black bleed over, so that's a little overspray, a little bit of a mess. But outside of that, everything looks good. It's interesting, his articulation is a little limited. What is going on here? There you go. It was just kind of stuck, but I was going to say it was limited. You couldn't move him much, but yeah, you can. It's got that double-jointed elbow, which we like. The legs also double-jointed, which you need as much posability out of the ninja-type characters and kung fu characters because, you know what, they need to be doing kicks. They need to be doing stuff like that. That's the way you want. So you can get him with some articulation like so. You put that kick out there. You can get way up there. But that's what you need out of these characters. Then you got this big bow staff. This must be his weapon of choice, apparently. So very solid. It'll be interesting once the movie comes out, what people think. Will Shang-Chi take off like the Black Panther? The Black Panther's another one that was pretty dormant for me back in my collecting times. He was around, did stuff, but there was nobody like, oh, Black Panther's my favorite. Now you got kids everywhere that absolutely love the Black Panther. Will Shang-Chi go down that same road? It'll be very interesting to see. As we always say, time will tell, that's for sure. Does he fit on the ringside collectible stand? Of course he does. Fits like a glove. There it is, right there. He fits. So there's Shang-Chi, the star of the show, the star of the movie. Now let's open up some of the supporting cast. All right, next up in the Shang-Chi Marvel Legends wave, we've got another supporting character, and it seems to be Xialing. No idea how to pronounce her name. That's the kind of the sad thing. The movie's not out. Nobody's said her name. Nobody's heard it. Maybe somebody out there knows. I definitely don't. I'm going to call her Xialing. I don't know if that's right. It could be Xialing, Xialing. I'm not sure, but it seems to be that she is Shang-Chi's sister. And I don't know. Once again, does that follow the comic books? Is this a family affair with Wenwu? Maybe Xialing should be the actual heir apparent to Wenwu, and her and Shang-Chi don't get along, or maybe they're both out of the family. I don't know. We won't know until the movie comes out. So a lot of unanswered questions. We're really going in blind with this. And once again, characters I am not familiar with at all and never collected, didn't know. They might not even been in the comic for all I know. So we're just kind of going in and just, it is what it is at this point. But let's take a look at the packaging first on Xialing. Big Mr. Hyde torso in this one. She comes with some weapons, extra hands, which we appreciate. Like I said, for ninja characters, you need extra hands. You need to get them in the right poses. It's a smaller, slimmer female figure, as you can see there. Got her name down below, the Shang-Chi logo. Shang-Chi logo on the top. A little glamour shot on one side, and guess what? Same glamour shot on the other side with that Shang-Chi logo on the bottom. You got Mr. Hyde and the rest of the group down there in the wave. You got all the warnings. You got a little blurb we'll read here in a second. And then you got a glamour shot of her. So let's see what it says. Maybe our story will unfold a little bit more. When her estranged brother Shang-Chi suddenly shows up in her life, Xialing must choose between the solitary life she's created for herself or join her brother in the fight against the Ten Rings. So, once again, I go to story mode time. I'm getting my story web out here. I'm trying to write this movie myself. So I think Shang-Chi's under all this pressure from his dad, Wenwu, and then pushing a lot of pressure, wanting him to join. He's turned against. He says, I need help. Who can I trust? Who out there can help me in my quest? I know it's my sister Xialing. And Xialing's out there. She's living in like a monastery or something. Then he goes visits her and says, hey, Xialing, it's me. Shang-Chi, I haven't seen you in many years. I can just see it. It writes itself. And I've left that all in the past. I'm living this life out here. And then Shang-Chi's going to say, well, dude, Dad's got the rings, and he's going to use it to destroy Earth. And you like your peaceful life out here with your friends. But guess what? There won't be a peaceful life for you and your friends out here if he gets his way. I need you to come help me and combat the Mandarin, Wenwu. I mean, it writes itself, guys. I can do this all day long. You know, we've talked about it on the channel before. I'm one class away from a minor in film in college. Yes, it's true. I could be a film scholar out there. Film noir was my specialty back in the day. But you know what I said? Hey, I graduated. I don't need another minor. I got my major. I got my minor. I'm calling it good. But maybe when I retire, maybe I'll just take one more movie class and then I'll have 2 minors. I'll be like, hey, I'm a guy with 2 minors. I have a minor in film. What do you got? Oh, astrophysics or something like that? Or you're a doctor? Do you have a minor in film? Yeah, you don't. You don't. But that's how I'm guessing the story's going. These things kind of write themselves. There's really only like 5 stories out there. They just go in different orders. But that's how I'm thinking. Hopefully I'm not spoiling the Shang-Chi movie for anyone. Or maybe I'm saving you the money. Now you don't have to see it because you like Kyle's version better. Packaging, we've seen it before. See you later. Off to the side. How about a little plastic prison with Xialing? Got the big, heavy torso from Mr. Hyde in here. Extra hands, like I said. Looks like she's got a little bit of a rope going on. That's an interesting one. Well, this is very Scorpion-esque is what this is. It's a dagger on the end of the rope. She swings it and says, get over here. I can see it. Hopefully she does that in the movie. If I was writing the movie, I'd put that in. But I'm not, so we'll see what happens. Then we get all these hands out. Very little female hands. I love it. I love these ninja hands. And I can think my G.I. Joe brothers out there that are wanting these to go with Jinx. I can see people saying, hey, this is going to be my Jinx in the G.I. Joe classified line temporarily. We all know the G.I. Joe 25th anniversary line out there had a white. Jinx is known for her red outfit. She also had a white. So there you go. These hands, though, are hard to get out. They're all taped in. There it is. See you later. Get out of here. See you later. All right, big torso for the Mr. Hyde figure, as we assume. Big figure, love it. You guys know I love big figures. I love this thing. I wish it unwrapped, or I wish it came with 2 versions of this, but this would be really cool. You can reenact some Scorpion fight scenes out there. Very cool, very solid. Tons of hands, like I said. You got 1, 2, weird. So you got 2 extra sets of hands, then just 1 lone hand. So it is what it is, I guess. All right, let me drink old Xialing in. Just a little ankle issue. I got that fixed. It's all right. Once again, the head sculpt that looks just like the actor from the trailer. Just looks just like her. I have no idea her name. But very cool. She's got that Civil Warrior type of scale to it. Kind of like Aquaman. I always go back to the old school Super Friends or Aquaman figure from the 80s. Kind of has that scale figure to her. I like that a lot. White and black is very good on this one. No paint overspray. White and black are very difficult colors to combine together, keeping the line straight and everything else. Everything looks perfect on this one. Very cool. It's a female figure. This is one of those figures, too, you can use so many different ways. We talk about G.I. Joe, but wrestling fans, a lot of wrestling fans are looking for figures that work as crowd members. Perfect crowd member. A lot of uses out of this one. Obviously, Marvel Legends uses out of her with the Shang-Chi movie as well. It'll be interesting to see how her story fleshes out, how true to the story it is from what I'm believing the story to be. Look at that. Fits on that ringside collectible stand. I always say it, 10%. Use discount code Kyle. But look at how cool that is. You get her all kinds of cool ninja positions, kicking positions, karate positions. I like that a lot. So this is a very solid figure. Another sleeper figure here. Now, I'd be lying if I said I had any attachment to this figure at all. This is just a figure to me because I don't know anything about the character. I don't know anything about the movie yet. It just is what it is. But as far as a female figure, very solid female figure. I love the extra hands. I love the scorpion rope. This isn't too bad. So far, this wave has over-delivered. It would deliver a lot better if I understood the characters, or maybe it would deliver backwards if I hated the characters. If I said, oh, she was so whiny, I hated her in the movie, that might translate over to the figures. But this one, we're going in just fresh. This is what we know. And what we know looks pretty good on this figure. It just is what it is. A little bit bland, that is true, but would work great for other uses in the G.I. Joe universe, wrestling character, something else like that. But we'll see as her story unfolds. So there it is. There's Xialing, Shang-Chi's sister. Now we got to open up Katy. All right, the final piece of the Shang-Chi puzzle is Katy. Very interesting that I didn't realize this until a couple days later that this was an actual Target exclusive. Was and is. So you can only buy this figure at Target. I'm not sure the reasoning behind that. It seems kind of strange. I have to think, I'm going to put my business hat on, it's because she's all in red. So they said, you know what? Target employees wear all red. Let's give her as a Target exclusive. That probably isn't the case, but haha, funny. But never wear red to Target. That's a rule out there. Especially if you're working, you never want to wear red. Because people, hey, sir, do you know where the ketchup is? Hey, no, I don't work here. Leave me alone. That's what you want to say. But then you help them. Because you're a good person deep down. You help them find the item they're looking for. I always do it. But Katy, Target exclusive. Like I said, I got the whole wave at Walmart from that old outlaw, Waylon Jennings. He helped me out and found this first. But this was not a part of it. I said, wait a minute, there should have been one more. And he's like, no, that's it. Then I did a little research and found out Target exclusive. Looked on the old Target app, and there was about 100 of these in my local Target. So I just said, I'll go down the street and pick this one up, and that's what I did. So once again, I don't know anything about Katy. She could be Katy for all I know. I don't know. K-A-T-Y. Don't know anything about this character. I don't know if she's a longtime Shang-Chi character, if she's made up for the movie. No history of this character. We can only really talk about what we see when we unbox it. That's basically it. So there she is in the package. Comes with some bow and arrows, a quiver, all that kind of fun stuff. And then comes with a weird type animal. And I believe this animal's name is Morris. That's what's been going around online. Apparently there's a Lego set out there based on Shang-Chi that calls this thing Morris. So it's Morris. I have no idea what that means or what that is. There's the side, a little glamour shot. Same thing on the other side. Shang-Chi logo. Warnings, nobody cares about. And then you got the back. So being exclusive, it's not promoting the rest of the line. There's no Build-A-Figure parts in here. There's nothing going on. So it is what it is. It's just Katy. Just Katy. Just simple Katy. All right, let's see what it says about old Katy. Katy, Shang-Chi's oldest friend, is free-spirited and fiercely loyal. So, my movie history or movie knowledge brain, or my brain, I guess we'll call it, just goes to Marvel's Katy, so Shang-Chi's oldest friend. So I think he's been hanging out with her, you know, they're just friends. Maybe they fall in love somewhere along the line, that could happen. Maybe they never looked at each other that way, and then down the road they fall in love. I could see that happening. I could also see her helping lynch her brother, getting them back together, and being the one to help unite the family. And then I could see her getting killed by, like, Death Dealer or something. Like, halfway in the movie, Death Dealer's getting really out there. He throws a spear. Maybe she steps in the way of Shang-Chi, or maybe she just gets killed by Death Dealer. Then Shang-Chi's all fit with rage, and we're off to the races. We'll see how true that story is, but I could see this going either way. That's just where my mind goes. All right, so let's unbox Katy. Let's see what we can talk about. To me, it's just going to be a character. I don't know what's going to be going on here. Background, we've seen it before. See you later. Up high. Got a plastic prison, and we got this guy named Morris. What is a Morris? I don't understand what this is at all. See you later. All right, we got wings. It's like a wing-type creature with no head. It almost looks like... You guys remember Fraggle Rock? You remember Fraggle Rock when there's that like human or whatever, and he had that big dog, and it kind of this color in the opening. You know, they're share your cares away, hurries for another day. I could sing the whole song. I could get it. I could go to the old mental Rolodex. But it reminds me of that dog without his head. So basically, they chopped off the Fraggle Rock dog's head, and they put these like eagle type wings on top of him. I have no idea. Apparently, it's some kind of like a mythical animal over in Asia and China and stuff like that. So I'm sure it'll be flushed out in the story. It'll be really interesting if this is like an imaginary creature in the movie or if it's actually a real creature that's around. I don't know. Could this be the Baby Yoda, the child? Could this be the comic relief? Could this be the Baba Frick or something like that, the Ewoks? Because that what this could end up being, a little lighthearted part of the movie? Very well could be. Very cool underneath. You got like turquoise purple kind of under flap wings. I don't know if that picks up very well. This is just weird to look at. You look at it and it's like it plays a trick with your mind. You expect there a head to be on this guy, but there is no head at all. There's no pegs. There's no nothing. But it's all brand new sculpt. We've never had this before. So his story will be told. Old Morris, his story will be told later on in the year. Now taking in Katy. Let's check out the old plastic prison on Katy. There she is. Some may say looking only like she can look. Extra hands, of course. Only one extra set of hands here. We got a lot of accessories with this one. And I'm sure we got some reuse here. We got this bow and arrow, which I believe is straight up brand new. I don't think we've had this bow and arrow. Apparently she's like a young Hawkeye out there with bow and arrows. I think these bow and arrows, though, we've seen before, probably with Hawkeye. If not, they will be reused with Hawkeye when we get more Hawkeye figures probably later this year. I believe this quiver that she comes with is 100% brand new. Nice sculpting on this. I believe this is 100% brand new. Gonna get the figure out. See you later. All right, I don't know what to think about this figure. Once again, it's a person in the crowd. I don't know what to think. Articulation-wise, you're limited with the robe. It's not slit on one side. It's only slit on this side. So you got some leg movement here, but the other side, nothing. Nothing. So I don't know. I just don't know about this. I don't know anything about the character. I don't know what we're getting ourselves into. I just don't know anything about this. So it truly is what it is. It looks good. It looks like a good figure. The head sculpts on these are all fabulous, but I have zero attachment to this figure. Once again, maybe you put her in your G.I. Joe line, you know, the Monasteries, Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes type stuff. You can do that. I can see G.I. Joe guys buying this one as well. Obviously, the Shang-Chi fans of the movie will be buying this one. And then maybe you're mixing it into G.I. Joe or wrestling crowd, something like that. There's different ways you could go with this figure. I just don't know. I don't know anything about it. It just is what it is. Does she fit on a ringside stand? I can tell you that much at least. She does. So good for her. She fits there. Extra hands. I'm guessing these go in here like so. Okay, and then the bow and arrow probably goes right in there. Look at that. So you can put everything in. I like that. So you can store everything away in this thing. Good detail on this. You got a little silver kind of piping on this one. I like that a lot. It's not just a bland one, so it does fit in at least. But I don't know. I don't know anything about the character. The articulation of the legs is a little disappointing with that robe. Maybe if it was more pliable, the robe, you could get kind of both legs with the slit on the side. I could see some people slitting the side of this to have more articulation. Not for me. I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going to display these Shang-Chi figures yet. I'll figure something out, but it is what it is. So there's Katy. I don't really have anything else to say about her. It's just a plain Jane figure for me. But Shang-Chi, Xialing, Katy, and Morris. Can't forget Morris. Very interesting. It'll be interesting to see what this movie does and where it goes and what we feel about it and what our thoughts are. You guys in the comments, tell me your thoughts on these. I gotta think there's a lot of people playing the long game because in my heart of hearts, I do see these going to clearance one day. So maybe you're playing the long game. Maybe you picked them up already. Maybe you're waiting to see. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments your thought on the Shang-Chi wave. And give me some Shang-Chi history. Where was he from like 88 to 97? Where did he go? Where was he at? I don't remember seeing him in any comics. So let me know in the comments about that. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the old notification bell. Turn the notifications on. Don't forget to follow me on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, _Kyle_Peterson on Instagram. All kinds of stuff going on those pages every single day. So you should follow along to those. And then most importantly, subscribe to the channel here. So for the Shang-Chi movie wave figures, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.